Jocelyn, this video is for you. Specifically for you. It's not for my kids. It's not for my loved ones. It's just for you, Jocelyn. It's 2026. You're going to turn 14. Your quinceañera's coming up, and your mom has put a restraining order on me last year. And I'm not going to be able to make your quinceañera. So, for your quinceañera birthday, I would like to give you something that I cannot buy and that no one can loan me money to get you. It's a story about the last time I had fun in my life. It's 2026 this year. January 22nd. Sorry if my crying upsets you or you don't want to see it, but I've been going through a lot of therapy. I have a lot of triggers that make me miss you a lot. And every day it just gets harder. It never gets easier. So I'm sorry. Today I'm thinking about you a lot, like I do every day. But today is extra. The last time I ever had fun in my life, Jocelyn, was when you came here. You had to be 10, 11, or 12, around there somewhere. I'm sorry if my memory's not good. All the medications I've taken and my bypass surgery and everything that I've been through in my health, I just try to cling on to what memories I have of you the best I can. You're like 11, 10, 11, 12, around there somewhere. It's one of the first times that you came to Klamath Falls. I think your mom brought your whole family. Like your grandma was there, Uncle Johnny, his wife, and we met at a park near my house. And we played. Well, you played. I tried to keep up. I was on dialysis still at the time. And after we played, we drove to somewhere. I think it was the second park, Moore Park, where the lake is. You know, with the water where we were throwing stuff in the water. And you say, "Dad, I think I know a song that you like," and you played Adam Levine. You know, girls like you hang around with guys like me until the sun rises. You, that song. And I asked, "How did you know I like that song?" He said, "I just thought you would like it." That's when I realized that you still think about me, even though we don't see each other nearly as much as I would like. You still think about me. I almost cried, but I kept it together. And then we went to a gas station, and I think you had to pee or something, and I took you inside, or I was gonna get you something or something, but you came out with candy or whatever. But in that moment when we were walking in the store, we both realized your mom was tripping. I was like, you know how your mama be. You know how she is. And we both like agreed, that mom she be tripping sometimes. And she gets angry. But that's okay. We had a bonding, like a real bonding moment and a connecting moment about your mom. We get back in the car. We go to my house. Me and you played Xbox for a little bit. I drank a beer with your uncle. Then you went back to the hotel. Next day we go to Big Bear Diner, and you said to your mom in front of me and your Uncle Johnny, Mom, the next time I come visit Dad, I don't want you here. It's the first time you ever said that. It's the first time I felt I was making progress in our relationship. Jocelyn, I never wanted our lives to be like this. You could ask your Uncle Raymond. You could ask my cousin Ray Ray, any of the Haynes family that your mom allows you to talk to. I always wanted kids. All I wanted to do was be a dad. That's it. I didn't even want to get married. I wanted to be a dad, though. "2026 would be this year, would be the second year of the restraining order that your mom put on me. And baby girl, I gotta tell you, I didn't do any of the stuff that's in that restraining order. It says I was chasing you guys in a car on the freeway in Portland. I don't even have a car, baby girl. I haven't had a car in years. I haven't had anybody following you guys. I haven't done any of these things. The only thing that's true inside of there is me telling your mom, if she does not stop with the things that are messing with Roshan's life, things are going to get weird. And because they were, and guess what? They have. Your mom always takes what I say as a threat. She always has. When I'm trying to joke around, when I'm trying to just have a conversation, she tells me, you're a great dad. She tells me, oh, you're a good guy. But then in the same conversation tell me that she doesn't trust me around you. Or that you're having a hard time being around me. You should ask Roshan the last time he actually got a spanking or a whooping. Or the last time he even got in trouble for anything. That summer that Erica keeps talking about, that happened literally years ago. She doesn't tell you the part where she told me on the phone that you had me wrapped around your finger and that I needed to be more tough on you. She doesn't tell you that part, does she? I wasn't tough on you and you were wrapped around my finger because I don't do tough with girls. But she insisted. There's always two sides to a story, baby girl. You gotta remember that. Sometimes the only story that you're hearing, you believe because it's been told to you for so long that you have no choice but to believe it. Me and Roshan understood this. He kept asking me why you were saying certain things, and he's like, that never happened. And I kept telling him, we don't know what her mom is telling her. We don't know what her experiences are, what she remembers, or the trauma she's been through. We don't know any of those things. All we can do is just love Jocelyn and be there for her when she needs us. This is a little conversation I had with Roshan. Today, I truly forgive your mom. It took a lot of therapy. It took a lot of emotional control. And it took a lot of love. But I forgive her, baby. I forgive her. I just know that all of these years we will never get back. As of 2026, all I do is I sit here and I do what I've always done, and I just hope that I can see you soon, and as much as I possibly can. And that one day your mom truly tells you why she made me and Roshan leave. Because if it was a mistake that I made, you know mommy makes mistakes all the time because you've watched them over the years. And that's not fair. To take you away from daddy just because he made a mistake. It's not fair for anyone to take you from mommy if she makes a mistake either. Because people make mistakes. I've had some struggles this past year after my bypass surgery for, to go to dialysis. Not because I physically can't do it, it's my mental. Going to dialysis means I'm fighting for my life. I understand that. But it also puts in perspective what people actually mean to me and what people care that I'm here. You notice I'm talking loud, doors open and everything. You haven't heard Roshan. He's not here. Roshan is turning into a man that I don't recognize, and I'm actually afraid of him. I think this is why he doesn't call you as much as you want to talk to him too. He's turned into someone that we don't recognize. I know this is a long video. It's like a 14-minute video now, almost 15 minutes. But I don't know if you'll ever see this. And I don't know when you'll see it or if I'm still alive or not. So I'm going to keep talking and letting you see my mind. Letting you see my emotions and my soul. Because you're the sole reason that I go to dialysis just in hopes that one day I will be able to see you again and I will be able to talk to you again and hold you again. You're the reason I keep fighting. When it comes to Oregon, I want you to know your mom, her moving here, it wasn't by like accident. When me and your mom were married, she was helping me through a really rough time, right? My grandma had just passed away. My brother, my older brother Anthony, your uncle Anthony, had just contacted me, and it was bad. He kept yelling about our grandma's inheritance or something, but he gave me your Uncle David's phone number. Well, my Uncle David's phone number, the one that lives up in Trail, Oregon, up in Shady Cove, the one with the big house and a little dog, out in the forest. I haven't known him my entire life at that point. I didn't know him. And then he called me, he said he wanted to meet me. And then we went to Sacramento where I met up with him and my Aunt Cheryl. I never met her either. These are people that I've never met before. And your mom was there with me through these things. Then my uncle invited us to their house up in Oregon. Roshan was like, we're driving through the clouds because it was really foggy. We're driving through all the trees and stuff like that. Your mom was like, it is like we're driving through clouds. We had a really good time there. On the way back, we both agreed that it was the most beautiful thing that me and her has seen. Oregon was very beautiful. And I told her, no matter what, in the next 5 years, I'm going to move to Oregon. I want to be closer to my uncle so I can spend as much time with him as possible. Because he reminds me of my mom that died when I was really, really young. And shortly after that, there are some things that changed between me and your mom. Then I ended up going to Colorado with your brother. And while we were in Colorado, your mom lets me know that she's moving to Oregon. With your stepdad. The thing is, right, when all of that was going on, I was in Colorado. I never wanted you to I never wanted to tell you this, but I want you to know how important you are to my life. Everybody who knows about this, I told them not to tell you. My kidneys were starting to fail. Back in Colorado, right before I moved to Oregon. And I had an opportunity with Boulder something. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a hospital out there with a kidney specialist there, and they had just started doing these like robotic surgeries, and they wanted to give me a kidney transplant. I started being able to talk to you more, and I knew it would take a minimum of a year to like 2 years to heal from that. So I had to make a choice. Move closer to you now and don't go through with the kidney transplant, or go through with the kidney transplant and take another year or two to be able to get closer to you. This was in like 2020. You were really young. You guys had just moved to Oregon. So I called the kidney specialist for like a week or two because he told me I could think about it. While I was calling them, they weren't picking up. They weren't returning my phone calls or anything. Me and Roshan were living in a hotel at the time because Tess had divorced me because I was getting very sick and she didn't want to help. She didn't want to have to take care of me. She admits that now. Anyway, it's a whole other thing. Um, so I look at Roshan and I tell him, "You want to see your sister?" He said, "When?" I was like, "We could leave this weekend. She's in Oregon. She's in the same state as Uncle David. We could go stay with cousin Raymond, and then we could we could work on like getting a car, seeing Jocelyn." And he said, "Yeah, Dad, let's do it." So I packed up stuff as much as I could. I have a luggage weight weighing thing in my stuff. That's what I use to be able to see and calculate how much it would cost to get our stuff all the way to from Colorado to Oregon. We touched down in Portland. I drive to cousin Raymond's. And we stayed there for a little bit. It didn't work out. At this point in 2026, your cousin Raymond, he's already gone. God called him home already. I'm not going to speak ill of the dead. Me and Roshan ended up having to take an Uber from Portland to Shady Cove Trail. It cost it cost like $700, $800. Stay with your uncle, Uncle David, for a little bit. Actually, while we were staying there, that first time we saw you in Oregon when we were at that Olive Garden, when I gave you our Oculus Quest, the VR headset. I had only been here for we only been here for like 3 weeks, something like that. I rented that car that I had to drive all the way from Shady Cove to go see you in Portland. Also, the doctor had told me that I wasn't allowed to do anything very big. They wanted to conserve whatever function I had in my kidneys left. So they had me bedridden. You could ask your Uncle David this. They had me bedridden and told me not to do anything. But I love you so much, Jocelyn. Nothing can ever stop me from going to see you. As long as I have breath in my body and my will overthrows the amount of energy I have in my body, I will always have you in my life and put you first. So I drove from Shady Cove all the way down to Portland. It took hours. We stayed in a hotel on the way, I think in Salem, and then we got to Portland. We saw you, and then we went back to the hotel, slept overnight, and then I drove all the way back, and my kidneys failed a week later. Guess what? I wouldn't do it any other way if I had a second chance. That was the last little energy that my body had. I used it for you. If you don't believe the story, you could ask Uncle David. You could ask Roshan. Roshan was present during all of these things. If he wants to tell the truth, cool. If he doesn't and he wants to lie, that's cool too. I don't know. I know eventually Roshan will do better. He just needs to grow up a little bit. He's gonna probably be an awesome man. I just, right now, he just needs to grow up a little bit. That's all. And when my kidneys failed, the reason I didn't see you for a few months after that Olive Garden trip with the Oculus Quest, it took them like almost 2 months to find me a place to go because there were no available dialysis chairs. You could ask your Uncle David this too because Roshan stayed with your Uncle David this whole time. And when they finally found a chair, it was in Klamath Falls. Of course, I've never heard of Klamath Falls. I had went back and forth from Klamath Falls to Shady Cove. They picked me up at 4 in the morning to be able to get to dialysis on time for a 10 o'clock appointment. And then I would get back to Uncle David's house by like 6 in the afternoon or something. 5 in the afternoon. It was for something like that. It was pretty late. So I traveled, like, it was an all-day process to do dialysis. I did that for a while, about a month. Then I found a place. The AIDS Foundation helped me pay for it. We moved to me and Roshan moved to Klamath Falls. Shortly after, one of the first times that you came to Klamath Falls, that was the last time I had fun. I'm telling you this story, right? Because there's other sides to the story. Your mom knew I did all of this to be closer to you. I told your mom, I gave up a kidney in order to be closer to Jocelyn. You know what your mom's response was? She said, Jocelyn never asked you to do that. But that's not the point. I told her I would never ask her to acknowledge that I did that. Because I did it for her just because I'm her dad and I love her and I'm willing to give my life for her. She kept making it sound like I was trying to have you owe me something when I've never expected anything from you but for you to just be the best version of yourself. That's all I've ever wanted, is for you to be you. Unapologetically you, though. You in the way that when people look at you and they go, she's weird, you go, I don't care. This is what I like and this is what I love. So that you can be happy in your life. I never wanted you in your life to feel constrained by anyone ever. Whether it was me, whether it was your mom, your uncle, anyone. If you have your uncle watch this part with you, look at his face when I say this. Johnny, don't we only want Jocelyn to be happy and the best version of herself? Watch his face as he says yes. And I'm recording this without even knowing if you'll see this. It's because I know your Uncle Johnny and I love your Uncle Johnny. I love your mom. I love your brothers and sisters. I love everybody. That's why whenever you guys came to town and you saw your brother run up and I had toys to give them and stuff like that, it's because I love them. One thing about your dad that you don't know is I love unconditionally, Jocelyn. I love in a way that I'm not sure that you'll fully understand, but one day I hope you do. I still love your grandma, even though me and her butt heads. One of your favorite relatives on your mom's side that I enjoy, there's two of them, is your I don't know if you call him Theo or cousin. His name is Junior. It's Titi's dad. We used to kick it all the time. And your cousin that went to college in Santa Cruz. At this time, because all the surgeries and medication, I can't remember his name. But I remember his face. I remember him working at the pizza spot. Had the best pizza I've ever had. Best pizza I've ever had. Jocelyn, our lives were not supposed to be this way. I always wanted to be there. If I didn't want to be there, I wouldn't have learned Spanish. Tu mamá enseñando español. Poquito nomás. I wouldn't have learned Spanish like I did, and I still remember it because it's important to me. I love your mom's family, Jocelyn. There's a memory that your mom has with me where we went to San Diego. This one she could listen to because she's a part of it. And she promised one of her dying relatives something and she didn't follow through with it. Okay? We went to San Diego to go visit one of your mom's aunts, and I met one of your cousins. I can't remember. I think her name's Jocelyn. I think. I think that is Jocelyn. Yeah, it's one of your mom's favorite cousins. Anyway. We went to San Diego, and because one of her older tias or cousins, I can't remember which one, was passing away. We go to San Diego. We go into this house, and there's the cutest old lady laying by the door. and she only speaks Spanish. And I shook her hand. I said, "It's very nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you. I met, your relatives and all of that." And then the old lady, she said something in Spanish. At the time, I didn't know enough Spanish to understand what was going on. And then people start laughing. And I was like, what happened? And your mom tells me that this older lady, that cute old lady said, if it doesn't work out with him, talking about me, if it doesn't work out with him, I'll take him. Implying that she thought I was handsome. It's one of my favorite memories with your mom. With her family, period. You want to know the crazy part, Jocelyn? That's the first woman that ever called me handsome in my life. To this day, your mom has never called me handsome. To this day, your mom hasn't thanked me for. The only thing she's thanked me for is me literally waiting until she was comfortable enough to have you around me. She thanked me for that on the phone. She said, "Thank you for waiting all of these years for me to be patient and me working through things for to be comfortable to be around you. Because your mom knows it's not right how everything went down. And the way she did everything, it was not right. It took her years to get to that point." Anyway, me and your mom, we went through a lot together, and I loved her. I can't say we loved each other because I don't know if your mom ever loved me. But I loved your mom. I loved your mom with all my heart. Not just part, not just any of that. All of my heart. Like I love you with Roshan. I never remarried for that very reason, Jocelyn. After Tess, it didn't work out with Tess. If your mom gives you that bullshit excuse that